Well, it's been a challenging year in 2012, but we've had a good finish to the year because the government's been able to show that we are on track to surplus in 2014-15. And that's despite the fact that most of our trading partners are now growing more slowly. And here in New Zealand we've had, particularly in the second half of the year, a flatter economy driven partly by the effects of the slowdown in the global economy. So we're on track to surplus, and there's really a couple of things that are driving that. One has been the tax reforms back in 2010. When you look at the sum total of all the tax changes made by the current government, they've been about revenue positive, so we're starting to get the benefits of that now. The tax package has only been in place for one full tax year, up to March 2012. But probably more importantly, we've had good control of expenditure. Our ministers, our public service and the New Zealand public, I think, are realistic in their expectations about what the government should be spending. But the way we've achieved the control is by focusing on results, and particularly longer term results for changes in public services. So we set ourselves a goal of better public services with less money, and at the end of 2012, public perceptions about our public services are actually improving, despite the fact that money's been tight, and that's a tribute to everyone that's involved. Now these decisions are having a very positive impact in the long term for government debt. What we have here is the measure of net Crown debt, and it shows that over the last 2 or 3 years, our Crown debt has been a bit higher than was expected back in 2008. And that's because we've had a recession that wasn't expected then, certainly not the length of it, and we've had to make a major contribution to the Christchurch earthquake. But because of the long-term decisions we've made about controlling expenditure, you can see that out over the next 10 or 15 years we're going to have remarkably less government debt than was expected back in 2008. And it shows the long-term benefits of careful incremental decision making in the shorter term. There's also a positive picture for household debt. What we have here is a graph that shows both government and household debt as a percentage of GDP. It's an internationally standard measure. And we can see that government debt in the first place is considerably lower than household debt. It didn't used to be, going back to the early 90s, but now it is. Government debt's been increasing, and what we're aiming to do here is to choke off that increase by getting to surplus in 2014-15 and keeping government debt at a low level so that when another recession comes or another earthquake happens, we're in a position as a government with a strong balance sheet to be able to provide support and help where it's needed. Households are not in a strong position yet. You can see here 15-year rise in debt, and that has finally topped out and is just starting to come down. Now this process of bringing household debt down is one of the things that's keeping a lid on growth in our economy, because households aren't out there spending with borrowed money. We've lost that increment of spending, but in addition to that they're actually increasing their savings and reducing their debt. But the good news is it's on the right track, and we've been able to as a country achieve this without a traumatic adjustment process. Of course, the people who've been most affected by this slower sort of recovery are those who have lost jobs. It's really important when people are losing jobs that they have other opportunities to go to, and the government is going to be focusing as much as it can, particularly through its business growth policy program in 2013, focusing on supporting businesses to invest another dollar and employ another person, make it easier for them, or as easy as possible for them to sell another product into offshore markets so New Zealand can earn more income. And I'm sure there will be opportunities in a rising economy next year where export prices look like they'll be at least maintained, where the Christchurch rebuild, which is massive, will be getting underway. But it will be a strong focus to assist those who've lost jobs back into new jobs. So I hope you have a relaxing holiday break and come back ready in 2013 to invest a bit if you can, to spend some that will help the economy, and the government will certainly be there focusing very hard on assisting in the creation of new jobs.